Thank you for being part of my multi-video series on willpower. The reason I'm sharing it to you this way is because I've taken courses and read books and researched a ton of hours on willpower. It turns out the definition I had for willpower was very different than what the actual definition and result of having a powerful willpower is in my life. And so I wanted to share it with you in this fashion. So thanks for being here with me. The definition that I had for willpower was having that wherewithal to avoid that temptation of that cookie or staying in bed instead of going to work out or whatever the case is, right? Fill in the blank for that circumstance. And it's actually something very, very different and a much more powerful tool. Willpower is the key to success. It's being able to be so focused on that long-term goal that overrides that instant gratification that we often seek out. And especially in this world, right? Sometimes now getting something delivered in 2 days seems like forever compared to when you can get it within a matter of hours. And so that's not helping our instant gratification society, especially when we have something so big that takes a lot of time and a lot of effort to accomplish. Being able to withstand the temptations and the obstacles and also those things in disguise. It looks like a shortcut or it looks like a better path to go, only for us to be faulted and fooled by our mind. So let's first define what willpower is. The American Psychological Association calls it a conscious regulation over ourself by ourself, and also says it's a limited resource capable of being depleted. So that's where I want to really spend some time here today. And did you know that we can develop our abilities when it comes to willpower? There was this really cool study that was done 40-something years ago, and this scientist was putting together a case study, and he was using 4- and 5-year-olds. During those formative years, it's really amazing to see what kind of decisions were being made then, and then he followed them through adulthood. So he would take one child at a time and put them in a little room where they could watch through a two-way mirror their behaviors. So there was this jumbo-sized marshmallow on a plate. Somebody would walk them in, set the child down and say, listen, this is yours, you can have it, but I have to step away for just a few minutes. If you wait to eat that marshmallow, I'll give you a second marshmallow, but you're welcome to have it if you want to, and then walks out of the room. So they're looking to see if they were going to wait to have double the portion or have that instant gratification served. And what was really interesting is those children that went after the instant gratification, as they followed them through life, they did not as well as their cohorts that waited and had that self-restraint, that willpower already deeply ingrained in them at 4 or 5 years old. So those kids that were able to restrain did better in school, in career, in marriages. I mean, across the board, they were more successful adults compared to those kids that gave in to instant gratification. And if you start thinking about the why behind it, it makes sense. So now that you have the definition and you know that we have the ability to strengthen and grow our willpower, I want to leave you with a couple of takeaways for this video. So your willpower is full first thing in the morning. Think of like your cell phone battery. As soon as you take it off the charger, it's at 100%, but it gets depleted throughout the day because of use. So if you have a really big choice or decision that you have to make today, go ahead and make it earlier in the day rather than the afternoon. The afternoon, you'll wind up with status quo kind of results. So anything really important, do it earlier in the day. And if you were to ever track all of those decisions and choices that you have to make every single day, you can see how that gets depleted more quickly than what we've really given attention to. And one last part about the American Psychology Association, they found that a lack of sleep really has a huge impact on our willpower. It creates impulsive decision, kind of a lack of control, creates additional stress, and drains you of energy. So now that you have the basics, let's dive deep into willpower in video 2.